We saw it with our own eyes. Justice was delivered on the first day of Sukkos. On the first day of Sukkos, we discovered the downfall, the death of Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind behind the October 7th massacre. What is our reaction? Well, we know that Sukkos, the Jewish holiday of Sukkos, is Zeman Simchaseinu, a time of great joy for the Jewish people. And David HaMelech says, Yismach tzadik ki chaza nakam. The righteous rejoice when they see retribution, when they see vengeance. Pa'amav yirchatz b'dam harasha. So because this is a time of great joy for the Jewish people, and last Sukkos, our joy was dashed because of the October 7th massacre, God wanted to magnify and increase our joy on Zman Simchaseinu, so we were able in this world to see that this world has justice to it as well. We don't always have to wait for the world to come. We can see with our own eyes, as David HaMelech said, Rak be'einecha sabid v'shilumas v'sham tires. So we saw the happiness of the vengeance of the enemies of the Jewish people. We saw retribution in this world, and therefore Hashem enhanced and magnified our joy on Zman Simchaseinu, on the time of our great joy. But there's another important factor over here. What is the significance that this happened on the first day of Sukkos? You see, on the Yom Tov of Sukkos, 70 bulls are brought as sacrifices in the Beis HaMikdash. 13 on day 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7. On each subsequent day, a total of 70 bulls. These 70 bulls correspond to the nations of the world that are minimized when they act as enemies of the Jewish people. And their strength will now only be derived if they support the Jewish people. So the downward fall, the downfall of the nations of the world is marked beginning the first day of Sukkos. Moreover, we bring karbanos. Some days it's called sa'ir, and some days se'ir izim, keneged Esav and Yishmael. That also marks the downfall of these nations if they act as enemies of the Jewish people. Sukkos is the Yom Tov that begins to undermine the power of the nations of the world who come to oppose Klal Yisrael and the Jewish people. And therefore Hashem is reminding us of the great truths of the Torah, that Sukkos is the Yom Tov that empowers Klal Yisrael and undermines the nations of the world that stand up against us. Therefore, on the first day of Sukkos, as we recite the karbanos that are brought on Sukkos, and even though we don't have a temple, even though we don't have a Beis HaMikdash, but our recitation of the karbanos brings the downfall of the enemy of the Jewish people. So sure enough, on the very first day of Sukkos, we saw with our own eyes the truth of the Torah, the beginning of the downfall of our arch rival on the first day of Sukkos, and may it continue for all those who stand up against the Jewish people. But those who support us, those who give us strength, they will be elevated among all the great supporters of the Jewish people. So this is all part of Zman Simchaseinu, wishing everyone Chag Kosher V'Sameach.